Welcome to Crack-A-Pack. My name is Andrew, and today we're cracking open Wilds of Eldraine. Let's get cracking. Our first card today is a human token, followed by an island for our land. And we have land tax for our enchanting tale, which for a white is an enchantment that reads, at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent controls more lands than you may search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. This is okay. It's a catch-up mechanic, though, and, you know, it's not as great as I would really want it to be. Like, it could be great if, you know, your opponent is like just 1 land ahead of you and you have no lands in hand, then this is good to just guarantee you to get some land drops. But it's still just catching up, right? If your opponent is ahead of you, then this is just going to help you keep pace. Make sure that you're at exactly the same number of lands behind, right? Or if you might be able to catch up if they start missing a drop or two. This isn't going to help get you out ahead of them. That's the real downfall for me for land tax, why I am not a huge fan of it and why I'm not rushing to put it in anything right now. But it is still a decent-ish enchantment in that it's still going to just help you make sure you're able to get your next land drops. But still, I'm not going to rush to put this anywhere. Next, we have a showcase art Cruel Samnophange with the sorcery adventure Can't Wake Up. And that sorcery reads, target player mills 4 cards. And then the creature reads, Cruel Samnophange's power and toughness are equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. So this is a scalable creature that helps you just pump it up immediately off of the sorcery, and then, you know, you cast it and you get hopefully something that's at least like a 3/3 or a 4/4. And for the mana investment of both of these, like, they're both great rate. 2 mana to make someone mill 4 cards, that feels pretty good. 2 mana for a creature that is hopefully at least a 2/2 and can scale much, much larger, still feels pretty good. This is obviously going to fit well in graveyard decks where you are like either self-milling or forcing your opponent to discard, or milling your opponent, where you just care about stuff getting into the graveyard. So then this can scale larger, right? If you're just trying to make your opponent throw stuff into the graveyard, or if you're just trying to empty as much of your library into the graveyard as possible, this can be a huge threat. But you also are going to then need some recursion or some ways to get this back or to protect this. You can't just throw your entire library into the graveyard and hope that, you know, this will survive any opponent's removal. Now, I am going to try to put this somewhere. I might even try to build a deck around this. But again, it's going to be a lot of probably opponent, like milling my opponent and not myself, and relying on getting their creatures into the graveyard. What about you? Where have you been building Cruel Samnophange? Has it been a self-mill? Has it been milling your opponents? Has it been something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below. Next, we have Ariad's Tempting Apple, Boundary Lands Ranger, Witch's Vanity, Unassuming Sage, Living Lectern, Savior of the Sleeping, Kindled Heroism, Hamlet Glutton, Torch the Tower, Not Dead After All, Snaremaster Sprite, and Cooped Up to round out the pack. Now for today's Pack 1 Pick 1. I kind of like Witch's Vanity for pick one. It's a saga that starts with Chapter 1, destroy target creature an opponent controls with mana value 2 or less. Then Chapter 2, create a food token. Chapter 3, create a Wicked Roll token attached to target creature you control. This is just going to do a lot of good things for all of the black archetypes. So, first you've got targeted removal. Then you get a food token and then a Wicked Roll token. And both of those tokens are going to be great for bargaining or for use in food synergy, obviously for the food token, and great in enchantment synergies for the Wicked Roll token. And this is also just going to do really well with bargaining, right? You're going to have a lot of extra tokens that you can sacrifice for extra payoffs. You're going to have a little bit of life gain or life loss as well from the Wicked Roll. This is going to be a nice flexible first pick that's going to let you start down the path of a black archetype without forcing you to commit to one from pick one. It's going to let you kind of be a little flexible and see what winds up being open and going into that more. Now, there are other great cards in this pack, so if you have a different pick one than me, let me know in the comments below. But that's all for today, so thank you for cracking along with me. Be sure to check back tomorrow as I crack open another pack.